And then he said, وَالْبَغْضَاءُ هِيَ الْحَالِقَةُ. And hatred is a destructive force. And he said, it literally shaves everything. And he said, I don't say that it shaves hair. It shaves the religion. It will remove your religion, this hatred. And you can see this now amongst Muslims, where this disease has entered into their hearts. They no longer have mercy. They no longer have compassion. They take innocent people and chop their heads off out of this anger. And then they say, well, this is what they do it to us. Well, they're not our teachers. They're not our teachers. No matter what they do to us, we don't do what goes against our Prophet ﷺ. لا تكونوا كالذين أذوا موسى. Don't be like those who harmed Musa. In other words, don't harm the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ by besmirching his good name, by attributing deeds that are not from his religion to his religion. Don't besmirch the name of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. He was sent as a mercy to all the worlds. He was sent as a mercy. He wasn't sent as a terror. He was sent as a mercy to all the worlds. And these people misquote the Quran. The Prophet ﷺ said, at the end of time there would be young men. He said, حُدَثَاءَ الْأَسْنَانِ. They're young in age. سُفَهَاءَ الْأَحْلَامِ. They have empty intellects. لَا يَتَجَاوزُ الْإِيمَانُ حَنَاجِرُهُم. Iman will not go past their throats. And in a riwayah, يَقْرَؤُونَ الْقُرْآنَ وَلَا يَتَجَاوزُ حَنَاجِرُهُم. They will read the Quran, but it won't go beyond their throats. In other words, they won't understand it. يَقُولُونَ مِنْ خَيْرِ قَوْلِ الْبَرِيَّةِ. They will speak from the words of the best of creation. وَيَمْرُقُونَ مِنِ الْإِسْلَامِ كَمَا يَمْرُقُ الرَّمْيُ سَهْمٌ مِنْ رَمْيِهِ. They will be shot out of Islam just like an arrow is shot from its bow. And he said in a Sahih riwayah, he said, whoever can kill them, let him kill them, because in killing them is a reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the situation that we find ourselves in. Everywhere there's fitan. The Prophet said, سَتَكُونُ أَحْدَاثٌ وَفِتَنٌ وَفُرْقَةٌ وَاخْتِلَافٌ. There will be events, momentous events. There will be tribulations and civil strife. There will be sectarianism. There will be differences. And he said, فَإِنْ كَانَ كَذَلِكَ إِنَ اسْتَطَعْتَ أَن تَكُونَ الْمَقْتُولَ لَلْقَاتِلِ فَافْعَلْ. If you're able to be the one being killed instead of the one killing, then do that. So it's important to note that Islam does not need a khilafah. And that's agreed upon, mujma' alayh. And the proof of it is the hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari of Hudayfa, كان الناس يسألون عن الخير فكنت أسأل عن الشر مخافة أن يدركني. People were asking about good, so I asked about evil out of fear I would see it. And at the end of the hadith, Hudayfa says, what should I do? Because he talks about there'd be these horrible people calling to hellfire, claiming to be from the Prophet. Du'atun ala abwab an-nar. Whoever answers them will get thrust into the hellfire. And these are these people now. And the Prophet ﷺ, Hudayfa said, what do I do? He said, Ilzam jama'at al-muslimin wa imamuhum. Cling to the group and the imam. And Hudayfa was a genius. He said, وَإِن لَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُمْ جَمَعَةٌ وَلَا imam. What if there's no group and no imam? And he said, إِذَنْ اِعْتَزَلَ الْفِرَقْ كُلَّهَا. Then avoid all the sects and just be on your own. He didn't say, no, you have to establish the khilafah. It's a fard kifaya, and if nobody's doing it, you have to do it. And that's in Sahih al-Bukhari. So don't be deluded by these people. You have good governance here. There's problems. I'm not stupid. You know, seriously, there's always going to be problems. Any government is going to have problems. But relative to other places, you have good governance. Trust me, I've been all over the world. You have good governance. There needs to be more transparency. There needs to be all these things. That's true. And inshallah, كيفما تكونوا يولى عليكم. The more transparent you are, the more transparent Allah will make your rulers. So you need to rectify yourselves. أَصْرِحُوا أَنفُسُكُمْ. But your rulers here, you have to obey them unless they command you to ma'asiyah. That's the only time. لَا طَاعَةَ لِمَخْلُوقٍ فِي مَعْصِيَةِ الْخَالِقِ. And I am very traditional in this area because you see what revolutions do. Look at the result of revolutions. And this is why our ulama for centuries have been against revolutions. And that was before bombs, before MiG jets, before F-16s, before missiles. They were against it because of bloodshed. What do the angels say when they say, أَتَجْعَلُ فِيهَا مَنْ يُفْسِدُ فِيهَا وَيُسْفِكُ الدِّمَاءِ? Are you going to put in the earth those who corrupt and shed blood? And in the hadith, in the ayah about Habil and Qabil, Cain and Abel, when he raises his hand, he said, مَا أَنَا بِبَاسِطٍ يَدَيَّ إِلَيْكَ لِيَقْتُلَكَ. I'm not going to raise my hand to kill you. إِنِّي أَخَافُ اللَّهَ رَبَّ الْعَالَمِينَ. I fear Allah. In the tafsirs, they say, Mujahid, who was one of the great students of Ibn Abbas, Tarjuman al-Quran, he says the first Sharia was non-violence. It was prohibited to kill if somebody was going to kill you, which means the foundation of human existence is non-violence. That it is a rukhsa to defend yourself. And in fact, Ibn Umar said it is permitted to let somebody kill you like Uthman, who could have defended himself, but he chose not to, because he was following the hadith of the Prophet. If you can be the Abdullah being killed, rather than the Abdullah killing, then be that. And that's why he's a shaheed, he has that maqam. So this spreading of violence around this globe is a demonic thing. It's from Iblis because he hates us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala abtalana bi Iblis, but we know the tricks of Iblis. قد يأس إبليس الشيطان أن يعبد في جزيرة العرب ولكن التحريش بينكم. He has despaired of being worshipped by Muslims, but he is content with sowing dissension amongst you. فإياكم وإياه. Watch out, and watch out from him. The Egyptians have a nice saying, خلي بالك من نفسك. You know, take care of yourself. But if you translate it literally, it means empty your mind of your ego. خلي بالك من نفسك. There's too much ego. Nafsi, nafsi. This is shaitan. Look, some of these people, I'm not going to deny their sincerity. There's people, they're zealous. They want good for Islam. That's true. But ikhlas is not enough. Absolutely. You can't be mukhlis. Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah says there's mukhlisun in other religions. You have to be mukhlis with huda, with guidance. And that's called mukhlas. There's mukhlisun in the Quran and mukhlasun. Allah has the two words. One is the passive, where they have tawfiq from Allah, and the other is the active. And you need both. And so really, look, jihad is prohibited without your parents' permission. It's prohibited. And if they go without, and you need to teach your children that. And the Prophet, a young man came to the Prophet asking permission to go on a military expedition. He said, are your parents alive? And he said, yes. He said, فَفِيهِمَا فَجَاهِدْ. Do jihad, taking care of your parents. Go build a hospital. Become a doctor. Heal people. Go serve the Orang Asli. Go help the Orang. The Christians are going and converting them because nobody's going and serving them. Go serve them. Take care of them. They're nice people. Really, go protect the orangutan. You know, they're endangered species. They'll testify for you on Yawm al-Qiyamah, you know. Because these poor animals, what did they do to deserve us? They're just being animals, but we're not being humans. What did they do to deserve us? Wallahi, what did the fish do to deserve us? The Prophet said in a hadith, al-mustarihu wal-mustarahu minhu. In Sahih Bukhari, he said the one who has rest and the one who others have rest from him. And they asked him, who are those, Ya Rasulullah? And he said, Al-mustarihu astaraha min nasib ad-dunya ila rahmatillah. The mustarih is the one who he dies and he's done with the fatigue of this world to the mercy of God. Like a righteous person. He said, Al-mu'min, who goes to the, and then he said that the mustarahu minhu was al-abd al-fajir alladhi idha mat yastarihu minhu al-ibad wal-bilad wal-shajar wal-dawab, or kama qal. When he dies, the bad person, when he dies, the servants get repose from him, the lands get repose from him, trees, oceans, rivers. The animals get repose from him. The Prophet said the animals get repose from him. You know, so we want to be the mustarih, not the mustarahu minhum. We want to be the one who gets repose when we leave this world, not the one that the world gets repose from us because we're gone and stop doing our fasad.